Good morning to the people that are waiting to come in. I apologise in that in my getting on with prepping and planning and feeling as though I was carefully going about my day to make my day work, I failed to post the fact that we're here today. It's live, it's 9 AM for the workout. Obviously, should you not be prepared because you're thinking, oh my word, Tanya appears not to be doing it this morning, I know you can watch it anyway at some other point. We have today, I'm holding this beautiful yellow. It's the long band. You might not have a yellow one, you might have a different colour, but we will today use the yellow band. If you can let me know if you want to be known to be in the room so I can visualise you, that's incredible. Hello to Jane and to Claire. I am besporting in a stood up position the accessories for the day. These are the accessories for the day. The long yellow band. Good morning, Kath, and good morning, Claire. We will do a total body workout with this yellow band, and good morning to the other Claire. In the workout today, you will be using the band to try and get to across your upper back. So the upper back wants to find that sense of shortening and connecting. The front of the chest wants that length and openness. Whichever way, you don't want your shoulders up by your neck, chin, jawline, because that's what you're doing in your real life. We want to bring this sense of release from the upper back area. Good morning, Anne, and good morning, Ken. Ken's going to struggle the most with the yellow band because he's so tall. Be conscious when you use this yellow band, especially for when we're using the full length of it. Height will impact where you hold the band. And I'm hoping that you can kind of adjust that as you go on. My rules for this workout would be, good morning Susan too, when you're using the band, if it feels it's in the wrong place, then it is in the wrong place. And my encouragement would be that you would blur past the places where it's like, no, that's not really working for me. And then diligently go back through the video and kind of press pause in between each of the exercises, particularly the ones that you're not sure about for your body. The thing with the yellow band is every posture has a different reason for finding the connection with the band. Remember this accessory, the only accessories we're allowed to wear these days, this accessory is to target your weak postural muscles. And all of your postural muscles come from the pelvis, pelvic floor, all the way through these deep cylindrical type shapes here, all the way into the armpit, across the upper back and up through the sides here. If your postural muscles don't get activated and connect to this band, it's a bit of an issue. So be aware, I'm not asking you to create strain and stress. You're having a journey of discovery, the discovery of more and more postural connection. So it's a good morning to Rachel, to Lindsay, and a few other people I've seen scroll past, forgive me. The yellow band is what you need. The standing position is how I am demonstrating how you'll start. And yes to everyone, I am so much better. I'm still on my meds, not the ones for my psychiatric treatment, but the meds. I'm a little bit heavy with my breath today, so I will have to stop. Don't stop unless you've got a respiratory infection like I've had. Don't stop, do try and keep moving. I am working at kind of probably 70% of my norm, but I'm more than capable of leading you as long as you listen and do as you're told. Good morning, Patricia, and to Margaret, and to Mena. If I say to the people that are already kind of getting themselves ready, if you've got your band ready, and apologies again, good morning, Diane, for me not posting what we were doing. Don't know quite how that happened, but it did. You will want your long band. If you haven't got a band, just play without a band. Life will go well. You'll stand, I would say, halfway down the mat that you're using. Obviously, make sure you can see what's going on. And then carefully place the band. When I say carefully is, the more prep we do and make our equipment as it should be, the more success we achieve in getting targeted areas of the body. My band's going across my mat. You're all doing this as I speak. And I'm going to step onto the band as we have done in previous workouts. In standing on the band, don't rush. There's no rush. We'll get through what we get through and life will carry on because we'll be here again tomorrow and the next day and the next day. I'm going to hold the band lightly being that I've got just a little bit of give on that band, and when my arms are by my sides, everything is as it should be. As you're getting yourself ready and in the room, the feeling of moving through the whole foot, rock back and forward a tad. You know that you need to breathe. Now as you're breathing, inhaling and exhaling, I'm sensing the mat beneath me. If I was in sand, I'd be rolling through from my heels to my toes. No locked out knees, people, and don't fall over backwards. I nearly did. Your ideal is to look straight ahead or at the screen that you're watching as we go back and forth. Good morning. I appreciate people are still wandering into the room because either connections being slow to set up or this teacher here not giving you good warning. People, we're going to stay with the sense of the whole of your foot being activated. You know if you're someone who rolls in at the ankles, and if your arches have fallen and flat, then you know you definitely roll in naturally. We'll take this straight to a squat. I'm going to keep my arms straight, and my first connection is to push my arms backwards. My fists are facing down to the floor, my wrists are facing out sideways. I'm breathing depth in and out. My chin's nodded in. My squats, I keep my arms straight and reaching back and stand. Use your breath. You're doing the squat start place because you want to calibrate, tune into the asymmetry that appears without invitation, usually into our form. Inhale as deep as you can and breath out. You can turn the palms of the hands so that they're the direction you're facing, and if you have a bit of impingement on your shoulder, you might find that that is a happier place to be. Keep doing these squats. We're activating the upper postural stability system, which is across from your shoulder blade to your shoulder blade. If that system's doing as it should do, then you will find a stretch through the chest. There'll be no pain in the neck, but your upper back and upper arms working, but your feet keeping the load evenly distributed from heels to toes. Stay down in this squat. Breathe deeply in and out. Exhale and pull your shoulder blades together a tad more. Inhale, release. Now that you're in the squat, obviously your feet are level with each other. Don't be afraid of glancing down at your thigh bones because I can't see you. And you're pulling your shoulder blades together. This is how we get the middle upper back working. There should be nothing going on through the lower back because you're all incredible students who are pulling up on pelvic floor, drawing navel to spine. And unlike this person here, you're breathing deeply in and out as you allow the upper back to connect, shorten those shoulders, and then gently ease them out again. Exhale to squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale, shoulders stay away from the neck. Last time, exhale. And when your arms lose that complete upper back connection, you're going to come to stand by breathing out and pelvic tilting, and follow the pelvic tilt till you find yourself stood up. And you're in this position here, aren't you? We'll go again into the same sequence of squats. Core connect, down you go, and keep those arms open through the chest, palms facing forwards if you haven't done it this time. Last time, do it this time. Squatting, the feeling that the band will lead you into a good squat. The chest doesn't overly drop because the trunk is staying stabilised from tailbone up to the back of the neck. 2 and 1 more to stay. Stay down there and now push your arms back, the band palms facing each other. Breath out, keep your legs bent but pull the chin to the throat. Now breathe into the back as we did yesterday. Exhale, and as you go deeper down, push your band to the ceiling, head hanging between your knees. Big breath in. Keep the band pushing as you tuck your bottom under and roll your spine back up. It's a lovely back stretch. I'm not going to do more of that because I've got too much to do. Next position, simply bring your arms forwards. I need to breathe, just 1 moment. Breathe. With your arms here, you've got to have your elbows bent, and it's the bicep position, isn't it? We'll take ourselves into the dumb waiter, remembering that when you do the dumb waiter, you don't let the elbows come away from the sides of the hip bones. The crown of your head is reaching to the sky. The chin is drawn in. You've connected your hip bone to your rib cage by breathing out and core connecting the pelvic floor up through the oblique. The feeling of pulling your navel away from your clothing is necessary. Tom Bathgate has just joined in. He's late as usual. Isn't it funny how the people that are late to the sessions are even late, even though they're in their bedroom, to the actual live feed? Okay, people, the next time your arms are out, stay, breathe. Imagine the crown of your head pulling to the sky and the elbows pulling down towards the hip bones, and this band tension being fed from your heel to your hand. And as you resist it, You allow an activation of your rotator cuff sequence along with the stability muscles, nothing going on in your lower back. Everything working through the quad, through the front of the abdomen, and allow your arms to come down. From there then, slight bit of change. You can still face the same way. You're going to step so that the band is only under 1 foot. You'll then take your other foot to tiptoes. It's a bit of, in fact, I'll face this way again. I think it's possibly easier for you to see what you're meant to be doing. What matters is the pelvis isn't shifted. I've gone like this. Can you see how there's no shift? If I roll to tiptoes and down. The truth is, if you can't stand posturally strong, then there's limited results from Pilates exercise. Yet the whole idea of the exercising is that you have a good postural standing and moving shape. Next time you've got your single leg and you know you haven't drifted from one side to the other, take the band back into the hands again. Obviously the bands may push against one side, it doesn't matter. Exhale and push both arms forwards without rounding the upper back and twisting. Breathe in and pull your elbows back again. The technicality here is that you wait for the breath out to cue you. You push the ground away with the standing leg that's on the band. You reach the crown of the head to the ceiling and your breath out, core connects. If your standing leg is locked out, you lock your leggy out, people, Menna, Diane, Margaret, don't lock that leg out. Keep the slight bend of the knee on the standing leg. We now do single arms. I'm going to ask you to tune in to the breath out, and as you push one arm forwards and resist twist, one side of the oblique works harder than the other. As the body resists you shifting, you're activating your obliques. Just once more each side. If all you can feel is stuff in your lower back, it's gone badly wrong. So just play around with standing, tiptoe one leg, heel connected other foot, so that you actually get that ability to stand. You're going to change the leg, don't make too much fuss about it. Obviously, if your band has got creased and twisted, be diligent. There's no point doing something when your equipment isn't as it should be. You're going back to standing, pick up your foot to tip, find the pelvis as being absolutely square and level. You have your elbows bent, breathe the first sequence, and remember one side feels very different to the other. Pelvic floor draws up, check, navel to spine. The collarbones are wide open, the crown of your head to the ceiling. When you've got that sense, breathe out and push forwards, and inhaling, bending your elbows and coming back. Exhale, navel to spine, grow tall and press those arms forwards, keeping them your hip width apart. Palms are facing each other, elbows come back to the hip bones. Ready after this one for your single legs. Resist, drift. Breath out and one arm forwards. Breathe in and allow it back. There is constant tension on the band. There's also constant pushing down through one foot, but reaching through the crown of the head to the ceiling in opposing lengths. You've got your tensile forces going on continuously. So from one arm to the other, we've got tension going on through the band. From the crown of the head and the heel, you've got the tension in double lengths. Okay, if you can't understand it, don't worry. But basically, there isn't a part of you soft and saggy. Everything is being breathed into life. This is your last one. The single arms were simply to wake up your oblique and wake up your single leg balance. I'm going to leave the standing stuff there because we've so much to do. You'll come to the floor then. Bring yourself down to a comfortable position. If you need to adjust screens, I appreciate that. I absolutely accept the fact that not everyone has this huge space to work from. Once you're on the floor sat up, obviously sit in a position where you're kind of midway down your mat, and you're going to put the band around the heel, the whole foot, the flat foot, and then you'll stretch the legs out. Our first sequence here is back to that spine stretch forwards. How do you hold the band? You allow the band to have a bit of ease. You walk your hands down it. So my band is just about ready to be tensioned. In other words, there's some resistance being offered. Next thing, you have to have your heels level, so by all means use lines on the mats that you own, and start breathing deeply in and out. Good morning, Sarah and Annie. In breathing in and out, already pull your shoulder blades towards each other as you zip up and hollow. You're feeling for the sit bones being equal load. As we get our body primed, Breath out to pull your elbow back. And inhale to allow the tensioned band to draw the arms forward without the shoulders rounding. Breathe out, pelvic floor, navel to spine, and elbows back. It's like doing the most perfect rowing action with just the upper back and the tricep. Breathing out and inhaling. The sense of sitting deep into your sit bones but sitting up out of them is really the feel that you want to try and create. The next time your elbows come back, stay. We're now going to add the forwards flexion. Huge breath in here, the band is tensioned. Breathe out and allow the elbows to pull further back as you bend as if over a beach ball. Breathe into the space of the upper back, and breathing out, allow the tension on the band to allow the body to restack the spine. It's the upper back only that moves into forwards flexion. And exhale, bend your elbows and bend the spine. Inhale, allow your arms to allow the spine to feed back up to a straight shape. And again, exhale, it changes here. The bend, stay. Keep your elbows in and pull them back as far as you can. You are in a forwards bent spine shape. Keep the elbows in, breathe in, and then breathe out. Keep pulling backwards on the band as you lift the sternum to the ceiling. The sternum, the cleavage, the breastbone, the mid-pecs, whatever you want to see it as. Your collarbones are wide and smiling. Have a smile up there as you breathe in. And breathing out systematically. Keep the tension on the band, chin to chest. And as you feel the rib cage fold, allow the tension to come out of the band. All in one go now. Exhale, elbows and extend up into your extension upper back work. Breathe in and all in one breath out. Forwards bend, allowing the tensioned band to return you back to where you belong. Last time. Breath out. The elbows drive you back as your sternum, chest extends up. Pull the elbows back, collarbones wide open, shoulder blades pinching the flesh between the scapula, and allow the posture finally to come forwards, and you've worked into flexion extension. Have your legs bent, and we'll warm up the spine into roll down. This is a favourite for people with band. Start off with the bands. Yeah, I haven't changed the length of my band at this point. My elbows are bent and my hands by the sides of my knees. Your sense of being symmetrical comes from looking at the knees and the thigh bones being most parallel. Breath in to prepare. And then breathing out, leave the hands where they are as you find your first roll back. Have a breath in just there. Breathing out, then you can allow the tension that the resist of the band gives to lower yourself down through to the sacrum, keeping absolute symmetry. Breathe in just here when you feel your middle and lower back flat. Breathe out, start to bend the elbow so the tension on the band assists your movement through the spine to reorganize it and create better symmetry. You're sat tall and exhaling, start to roll off the sit bones, your arms go straight. Breathe in, everything's level. Breathe out, exhale, pull against the band as you start to lay the sacrum with assistance through to the lumbar, everything flowing in uniform alignment. Breathe. This matters that you bend your elbows because the spine that doesn't bend easily is the upper back. And the people that bendy wendy, you take it all in your lap. So I'm going to do there because I've got loads to do. And that was just a bit of mobilising. Take the band from around your feet. Check that it doesn't get too kind of horrible. And take the hands so that they're palms up. I find it, for me, I need palms up. Usually as you get older as a person, the shoulder becomes a bit tighter. Palms up is a good place to be. Have the band, let's say about as wide as your mat without too much tension, just with a connection tension rather than a saggy baggy moment. The band, I've levelled it with my knees. It's made me aware of where my feet are, and I'm back to knowing where my seat bones are. We're going to work in seated round back. On the next breath out, pelvic tilt and come back. And now on the back of my sit bones. I'm comfortable that I'm not anywhere that disadvantages the spine. And a breath out is going to pull the band stretched wide, arms wide. And breath in, I'm going to follow the tension back in. 4 more. Exhale. The band comes to my navel. Inhale. The band goes in the direction of my knees. My palms face the ceiling as though I'm practicing being someone that could hold a lovely plate of food in a restaurant, delivering it to tables. Draw up on the pelvic floor. Tilt the pelvis more if your flexors are killing you, but your flexors are meant to be working. Your upper back wants to assist in that opening chest moment. You only have one more. Exhale and inhale here. Now breathe out, turn the palms down and bend over the band. Up you come, palms are down, you've stretched the band, and then come up and we're ready to go for another activity. This next activity will take you into a lean. Hold the palms down now on the band. As you lean back, you're going to reach the band to the floor and allow that tension to return the rotation and back. Watch once more, same side. Backwards lean, and I'm keeping one hand near my knee, the other hand reaching back, and I come back, only the rib cage shoulder twist. Same side again, lean and reach, inhale. If you want to change the hand position, there's no reason why you can't. Have a palm up, exhale. The feel of pushing both arms, I'm going to exaggerate now, is really what this is about. Both arms, there's no twist of the knees, and back, breathe. We did this in our rotational work a while back. I can never remember when. We've done too much of this. Are you ready to change sides? I'm going to have myself facing you so you get a better view. So you hold the band either fist down or up. You definitely find that sense of a backwards lean where you're already under tension through the trunk stabilizers through the front. You lean back and you push. Have a look and allow the tension gathered into the band to float you back up. And push. If you want to reach there and come back, you can. One of my shoulders only likes me being palms up, so you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. What does matter is that you abide by what needs to happen to your body. If you were to analyse my thighs, they don't twist because the backwards lean is all rib cage and shoulder. If you want to keep one elbow in, you've still got the same action. The tensioning as you expand is really what you're looking to feel. 90% of using equipment with your body is that you can make the body, which makes sense of how to work with and not against the kit. Last time. And back. Well done there, let that go. I'm going to face this way again because I need to. You can stay as you are, people. You're going to be rolling down now, all the way to the floor, ready for some work on the floor. What I'll probably do is suggest you sit up as tall as you can initially, have your heels level with each other, hold the band relatively lightly. We're going to start the full roll down with your elbows in, open through the collarbones, and then exhale. In fact, I know, just do this wide bicep curl, pulling your elbows out and back in. Exhale, you're in a slight seated back position, a little bit more upper back work, freeing it because you're now taking your elbows wide. And two more wide. And don't forget that smiling breath out. The next time your arms are here, turn the palms up, palms face the ceiling. I've now made loads of energy between the band and my body. Rolling back now to lay the spine all the way down, all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way. Looking for that perfect thigh bone parallel alignment as I find myself to the ground. Once you're down there, pull up so you end up with your legs in the air. The band has helped that happen. By all means, use a head pad under your head and remove steamed up glasses. We're now with legs up in the air, and your hand's going to hold the side of the knee joint and then create tension on the band by creating a bicep curl. So if your hands were here, the band has a lightness. If your elbows bend to the sides of your hip bones, your band has suddenly found a connection with your obliques and your upper back. For your first sequence, you keep your head down. Everyone breathe deeply in and out. Breathing in and out. Without moving the legs, the sense of doing a gentle imprint of your lumbar spine, not lifting your bottom up, just a gentle pelvic tilt is what you're looking to achieve. It's your lower fibres of the abdominal wall, your pelvic floor. We're going to do a bend and stretch, which is like what we do on the reformer with feet in straps. Your arms will stay where they are as your legs extend on the breath out, keeping imprint, and bend on the breath in. Breathe out, nod the chin in continuously, and watch your legs push forwards and backwards. The band is flat across the feet, and you're using the tension to work against. The sense of pushing it away allows you, as long as you use pelvic floor, think of tucking under in terms of pelvic floor as you push your legs to bend and straighten. So pushing away, exhaling, imprint very deliberately, and bending back in. Everyone stay with your legs bent. Breathe out and curl up. We've been asking you to keep your elbows in and curl. We're doing the same bend and stretch. The elbows stay in. But you're now in forwards flexion. Breathe out. And breathe in. Breathe out. The legs aren't it. The deep compression of the abdominal area that you should be able to see is this purpose of this movement pattern. The creeping in of more and more of the obliques leading up to the rib cage. If it's in your neck, you can put your head back down, but you need to learn to use your bent elbow position to help the rib cage flex more and to get shorter obliques. People, the next time your legs are bent, leave them bent. They're bent, and put the head down. Take one foot out of the band. Let's say take your right leg out of the band and put it on the floor. Have your other leg bent. The way to work here, you're going to have to let your arms come in a tad, fists more towards each other, but resist letting your shoulders down. From here, we're going to do our bicycle type shape. You're back to being in a little bit of neutral. So it's not a forced neutral, just a lightness between the lower back and the floor. Breathe out and curl up. And then push to straight leg, just hovering the floor, and bend. Inhale. Exhaling. And inhale. You're keeping the forwards bend, rib cage, navel to spine, as you're getting some of the obliques to work, and single side work through one leg. Exhale, push, and inhale back, and push. Inhale back and stay. Now exhale and push the other leg. Inhale, pull it back up. Breathe out, push. You've stayed in flexion unless you're finding it's in your neck. If it's in your neck, it's a wrong position for you. You need to put your head down and work harder on the breath. We've got two more. So one leg keeping the tension on the band, the other leg doing what the previous leg did, and come back up. Both legs, switch sides. So now I've put my left foot leg on the ground, I'm in neutral. My right leg is bent and I brought the band more over to my right hand side. Core connect the breath, the band's already got tension on it, elbows are in and curl up and push. That band can go, the leg indeed, can push as far away as you want, and as long as the spine shape doesn't change, you've no rotation, no twist. Inhaling and exhaling. Elbows are in, wrists are strong, and you're working with the band. You've only got one more. The next time your leg bends, keep it bent and anchored. Are you ready? Symmetry of the pelvic connection. Now you bring the foot from the floor. Breathe out and push. And in. And push. Resist rolling over to your left-hand side. Keep the feeding of the breathing to the oblique area. The elbows stay bent. Your leg reaches straight and returns to bend. You've got two more. Go on, deep breath out. And you pull both legs in. You're going to switch legs again. This time, your left leg's gone back into the band. and your right leg has reached across the floor. Stay where you are. So we're into what we call scissors or single leg stretch, depending on how it works for you really. My right leg is along the line of the mat but not resting on it. My left leg is up in the air. I'm just going to stay and breathe, keep my elbows in. Breath in and out. The feeling of trying to create imprint that doesn't quite happen is what you want. On the next breath out, slowly let the legs switch and breathe in. Breathe out, slowly allow the legs to switch and breathe in. Exhale and inhale. And breathing in. Are you ready to curl up? Curl. The band is slightly lighter because you've curled, but you've got the same action. If you'd rather band in one hand, do so. What you can't choose to not do or do is use the breath for the abs. Inhaling and inhaling and next time the band leg comes up, join them together, switch it over, have a moment, stretch the other leg out. If you're not sure where it's gone, have a look. So my leg is hovering the floor, my other leg's up in the air. I'm holding my moment here to help the pelvis know it can't suddenly clunk over to one side, it can't suddenly lift up through the side of the bum. You're breathing in and out, the head stays down, your elbows are bent. Slow motion, exhale and inhale, exhale, switch. And inhaling and the feel for pushing against the resistance on the band is why you're using the band. The abdominal wall wants to connect with that band. The lower the leg goes, the more reaching you get. So my thigh is pushing out of my hip bones as I lower the leg down and float it back up. Next time we add the curling shape of the spine. So as your band leg comes up, stay for a moment, breathe in, breathe out, find your curl, find a non-lean. And we go again. If you want to hold it with one hand, you can. And a lot of that really is dependent on your upper core strength. Be mesmerised by the symmetry and the smooth movement. Add smoothment, new word. And two more. Keep that thoracic upper spine bend. Last time. And allow the leg to come up. Bend the leg in. You can put both feet into the band now. Cross the band over. Big breath in. Make it tight. Are you ready? Keep your knees into your chest. As you breathe out, curl up. And then roll up. There. Voila. You've now got the band crossed, which is what we want. Create some tension. You're back to that seated shape. You're sitting on your sit bones. Refuse to assume symmetry. The hands are holding the band, the arms are straight, and the band is crossed over. And your arms are by, hands are by your knee joint. Now pull your elbows back. Keep the band is flat. Breathe out. Pull one elbow further back, keeping the chest open, and then inhaling, allow the tension to reel you back in, as it were. Exhale the other side. As you pull your scapular, shoulder blade, elbow back, your body will rotate, and inhale. There's this kind of releasing sense of returning. Keep your fists chest width apart, and when you come back, you're pulling back through the back of the shoulder blade, not through the cap of the shoulder. Exhaling and inhale, resist slumping down and back you go. The sense is of unleashing the facet joints, the upper spine, If you're tall, strong, breathing, you'll find the upper spine starts to mobilise, and it wants you to find your upper back muscles, but you can only find your upper back muscles if the breathing out muscles connect you to your core. Let's do one more each side. The stiffer you are, remember, the deeper the breathing that you need to achieve. All right, and let that go. The next position we need to find is lying on your front. Think dart and all things like dart. I'm just going to move my pads away. Don't be afraid of organising your body more systematically. When you're on your own, there's no one to look at you. I would always use my mat, go to the centre of it, both knees are really level together, and lower the posture down into your lying front position. Once you're down here, allow the feet to space, hip width apart, and your band, take it behind you. The band position, I've done this before and it's a fantastic activity. You'll hold your band, if your band, the length of the band that comes over the bum, then take hold of it at the sides of the bottom, already getting some gripping happening in terms of the tension on the band. Keep the breath going in and out, and as you're breathing in and out, have your palms starting to face the floor, breathing in and out. Have your feet heavy, breathing in and out. The face is square with the mat but not on the mat, and as you're breathing in and out, the pubic bone becomes dominant. Exhale then and stretch the band wide and allow the resisted load to pull you up, and breathe in and allow the resistance to reduce a bit and lower you down. Breath out, press the band away and out sideways, my palms face the floor, and inhaling back down. Go into a deep awareness of what's happening to you. Is there any slight twist of the upper body? Do your hips try and roll? To get the action happening correctly here, your shoulder blades pull away from the neck as your hands reach back. The more you pull that band wide but extend upwards, the decent activation of the mid-rhomboid and your back extensors, upper back, not lower back preferably, will happen. And again, 2 more. It should feel pleasant, to be honest. After this last one, stay. So stay here and then 5 times add the intensity of push wide. Push wide. Collarbones are smiling a big smile, and the upper back is closed in across the shoulder blade, and your rib cage has not left the mat in its lowest rib. Now hold that tension, allow the posture to come down, let the nose touch the mat, and then let your arms go, and suddenly they'll feel really lovely and light. So people, you will come up and onto your knees for our final moment. Your arm area, the shoulder should feel lightened. Take your band so that it's behind you. The band, the more you work with it, because it gets hot, it becomes a bit stickier, doesn't it? Either length of the band, relatively equal. Your parting moment is the hip stretch. The useful way to use the band now would be really, if you can get it to go across your bottom, you'll get the most out of it. Don't worry if it doesn't work today for you. You can always play with this when you're no longer following me at the pace I'm delivering. My arms are reaching forwards. I've got that light tension on the band to start with, and I need to breathe. Get the breath going. All of the upper back muscles should know where they are. The collarbones are wide open, that sense of a smile from the sternum to either collarbone at the tips of the smile. The chin's drawn in. Inhale to prep, breath out, feel the compression of the abdominals. As you lean backwards, push your arms forwards, breathe in. And as you come upwards, think of the tension releasing on the band and assisting you up. You stare straight ahead, breathe in. Exhaling, you will start the lean when you feel the trunk stability, and you'll resist pushing forwards with your arms, breathe in. And breathing out, the sense of floating upwards. And again, inhale, exhaling. The pressing of the band forwards actually assists the obliques to know they have to act. Breathe and exhaling. One more, breathe. Exhale. Backwards lean. Now, if you want to spring, keep the tension on the band. Don't clench your bum cheeks. Do keep the trunk stability through the front of the thigh. Two more. I got equal tension going through my armpits to my hands, from my thighs to the band, through my core. Next time I spring up. Now your reward. Hold the band about here. Take it really high and pull it here. Breathe. Exhale and pretend you're an airplane. Keep the T shape from shoulder to shoulder. You're getting your side bend oblique stretch. That's from the hip bones up to the base of the ribs, and come back again. The pelvis goes nowhere. Big breath in. Push against the band. Don't let the load come out of the knee that's furthest away from the bend. The bend obviously is to the right on this side, so my left knee has to stay connected. Breathe and back. In keeping your palms, wrists, arms, chest, shoulder open and working with the oblique side bending, you're adding something nice to this moment. No strain in the lumbar. If it's in the lumbar, then reduce your bend and make it come from your neck first, then the armpit. This is the last one. As you come back, stay, get rid of your band, put your hands here. You're going to do a roll down systematically from, exhale the chin to the throat, breathe in, breathe out and bend your rib cage and fold forwards enough to put the hands flat on the floor. Hands are on the floor, you're not in all fours, you're just in a round back, upper thoracic area particularly. Next breath out then, tuck the bottom under, leave your head hanging. Does not matter if you lean back a tad, folding at the hip, and then bring your posture all the way up, roll through your shoulders, and you know what? You've just achieved your long yellow band workout. Well done for following through, and I can only express again, it's meant to be a total body connection when you use the band. There's no other piece of equipment quite like it. If you need to go back over this video, then do so, I would. I've done it about 5 or 6 times to create the right level, I feel, of interaction with who is in the room. But you need to probably do it systematically, because different postures, as I said earlier, will struggle in different ways. The secret with the band is to breathe, to feel the connection of both the tensioning and then the reducing of tension. You never want to tension and drop. You want the breath, just as we want the breath to work in our real lives, to be an increase of contraction and a decreasing of relaxing but not giving up and losing your core. So it's a goodbye from me and a brilliant thank you for being here again. We've now done 57 videos together. We've another whole week and a bit to go before we end up hopefully in a position of a new norm at the studio where we're social distance. Stay well, stay safe, and tune in again, because we actually enjoy this journey together and it's best done as a group. See you all very soon. Okay, goodbye.